Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood Screen Rant again. It's now been confirmed Quentin Beck AKA Mysterio will be the main villain in next year's Spider-Man Far From Home movie. There is, however, a theory he'll be working on behalf of someone more powerful than himself. And in this video, we'll be discussing why that's the case and who his master could be. With great videos come great responsibility, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way of keeping up to date with all of Screen Rant's great new videos. Academy Award nominee Jake Gyllenhaal will be playing Quentin Beck in Spider-Man Far From Home, and we're really excited about seeing him. In the comic books, Mysterio is a special effects and illusion expert, a master hypnotist and magician, a chemist and roboticist, as well as an exceptional hand-to-hand combatant who is skilled in the use of weapons. However, in comparison to Spider-Man, his physical attributes are categorically feeble, and he mainly has to rely on his mind and his other skills to take the webbed wonder on. That won't make for a particularly action-packed movie, so there's a theory he'll actually be working on behalf of another, more powerful character in the MCU. So who could that be? Well, we have a few ideas. The obvious one is Adrian Toomes. Toomes was played by Michael Keaton in 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming, and Keaton will be reprising the role in Far From Home. Although he's currently in jail, and at the end of Homecoming it was implied that he didn't want to hurt Spider-Man, he might have had time to fester, and if he changes his mind, he might have someone on the outside do it for him, potentially triggering the formation of an MCU Sinister Six. Toomes has a lot of financial muscle, so hiring other bad guys to work for him or alongside him going forward isn't out of the question, and Mysterio could certainly be one of them. In any universe with Spider-Man in it, however, there's always a chance Norman Osborn could be pulling the strings, and that certainly applies in the MCU. He could be the one telling Mysterio what to do. In fact, he's most likely to be the one putting the Sinister Six together in the MCU, and it could be him who gets to Adrian Toomes when he's in jail to convince him to join his team alongside Mysterio and go after Spider-Man again. Most excitingly about Osborn's potential emergence in the MCU, however, is the fact that he could go on to be the franchise's big bad once Thanos is defeated. And given the comic book arcs which could be adapted to the big screen, it's an amazing prospect. Another potential character who Mysterio could be working for is the god of mischief himself, Loki. Granted, Tom Hiddleston's character supposedly died in Avengers Infinity War, but you just never know what to believe when the infamous trickster is concerned. Moreover, the fact that time travel is set to become a thing in the MCU means any deaths could be undone anyway. And with Loki set to get his own series, we're bound to see more connectivity between the popular character and the wider MCU. But the biggest reason we think this particular relationship is plausible is because both Loki and Mysterio are masters of illusion. Who better to teach Mysterio how to create illusions than the character whose magic focuses on them? Loki said to Thanos he had experience on Earth, but his time spent there on screen has been very short. Perhaps he's spent more time there than we might think, developing relationships with prominent figures around the globe. Another potential mystical idea is Mysterio will actually be working for Dormammu in the MCU. In the comics, Quentin Beck has crossed paths with Doctor Strange before, so there is a precedent for him being embroiled in the world of magic. And Marvel Studios do like changing up their characters from the source material. So maybe Mysterio will be a servant of Dormammu, just like Caecilius and his zealots were in the Doctor Strange movie. Jake Gyllenhaal has been seen on set wearing a cape that isn't too dissimilar to Doctor Strange's Cloak of Levitation, which suggests it could have mystical properties, and the color scheme is also very similar to Dormammu's in the MCU. Spider-Man has run afoul of the powerful Lord of the Dark Dimension in various media before, including in the comics and the Webbed Wonders 1990s animated television series, so it wouldn't be the first time he's done so, in spite of the fact the two characters come from very different worlds. And it would certainly be an unexpected twist for a Spider-Man movie to be the source of Dormammu's reemergence in the MCU. But the most exciting potential character that Mysterio might be working for is definitely the Mad Titan himself, Thanos. Spider-Man Far From Home follows directly on from Avengers 4, quite literally, as it's said to pick up just moments after the Infinity War sequel ends. And if Thanos isn't permanently killed off, there's every chance he could have further influence in the franchise going forward, starting with him being Mysterio's master. The prune-shinned intergalactic despot now knows just how powerful some of Earth's heroes are, and if he wants to exert his influence on the planet in the future, he may recruit allies to help him do that, especially once he loses possession of the Infinity Stone. Thrones, and having already seen his armies and children killed off. In fact, given that he's currently in possession of the Time Stone, Thanos could quite easily retrospectively exert his influence on Earth, and we might find that going forward, he has countless minions working for him on Earth. Heck, he's actually proven to be a very popular character, so there's no reason he won't still be a major player in the franchise after Avengers 4. Regardless of who we think Mysterio might end up working for, it's hard to see him being enough of a threat to Spider-Man on his own, at least in any kind of way that would make things entertaining for MCU audiences. That being said, maybe he'll surprise us. Perhaps he'll be a totally kick-ass character who's far more powerful than he's typically depicted in the comics and other sources. Maybe he won't need a master after all. If that does turn out to be the case, you certainly wouldn't see us complaining. The more awesome villains the MCU has, the better, quite frankly. Guys, we don't feel so good. We don't want to go. So before we fade from existence, let us know your thoughts about this theory in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Screen Rant for more great videos just like this one. Over and out.